guys, welcome back to my channel, A Grace-Filled Life. It has been a little minute, y'all.
And I miss you.
I first want to apologize because I have kind of been MIA for like the last 2 weeks. I've been, first of all, taking in all the support from everyone. I've been kind of just going through some of my own things, trying to deal with them day to day, you know. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about a really good topic that I felt that would help y'all throughout the rest of this year. This is going to be the last time I'm going to say this, but 2020 was tragic. It was tragic. But even in the midst of 2020, I found some really good ways to cope with stress, to even just kind of learn how to wind down and not let everything take over. Like, seriously. I think a lot of us, we have gotten so conditioned to stress now that we just kind of let it be like, this is just a part of life. But for me personally, I'm not accepting that anymore. Like, stress has taken too much of my joy, too much of my time, too much of my peace, and I'm not doing that this year. 2021 is the year for me. I'm going to be doing a lot of things this year, and I need to know how not to stress. So many of you may be asking, okay, or maybe thinking, is this just one of those, you know, go to therapy type videos? No. So I'm actually going to share with you guys the top 3 steps or top 3 things that I do to de-stress, whether it be in the week, whether it be in the month, or whenever. In the month of February, me and my best friend are calling it Self-Love Month. You know, don't get me wrong, I'm all here for you guys that are celebrating love with your significant other, your wife, your husband, your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. For me, it's going to be personally Self-Love Month, Self-Care Month. I'm going to take care of myself, show myself love, and show love to other people as well. So yeah, let's get right into the video. So number 1, the first way not to stress out is to pray before you plan. I think a lot of times we as individuals, we think that our ways, our thoughts, our plans and everything have to work out the way we want them to work out. But I think it's so important for us to know that we need to pray even before we write out our plans. You know, the Word of God says to acknowledge Him in all of your ways and He will direct your path. And I think we forget about those things. Even I understand that everybody is a believer, but I have found it so much easier to deal with things in my life when I pray before I start trying to plan things. Me personally, I've always been a planner. I have planned my life from A to Z. I've planned my life from cradle to grave. And that's just how I was. I wanted everything to be a certain way. Like, hey, I want to graduate by this age. I want to graduate with this. I want to be in my career by this age. I want to get married and have kids and, you know, retire and get a house, all this stuff by a certain time. But I never included God in my plans, and I realized how bad that was and how detrimental to my plans that was, because it was like I was really setting up my own plans for disaster. So one thing I definitely do now is I always take my plans to God in prayer. Normally what I do when I come up with an idea, or when I feel like I have an idea, or I have a plan for something in my life, or I want to reach something by a certain day, or I have a goal, I always just take it to God and just like, hey God, this is what's up. This is how I'm feeling. I feel like you're telling me to do this. I'm feeling led in this area. I really feel passionate about this. So what do you think? And see, a lot of times we feel like prayer has to be in a cookie cutter fashion, but it doesn't. I talk to God just like He's my Father. And so with my plans, every time I get an idea, I take it to Him, take it to my prayer closet. And I'm like, God, what do you think about this? A lot of times, a lot of the plans that I have set out, God wants me to think bigger than those things. We have to pray before we plan stuff, because you never know what you could be missing or not seeing behind the scenes. That's why I think it's so important to make sure that we take those things to God to understand what His plan is for us. And so that's my number 1. And then when it is time for me to plan, I use my favorite planner of all time. So my number 1 tool that I use when planning is my Kingdom Lifestyle Planner. I have a sister friend who actually came out with these planners, I think sometime last year. And this is my baby. I absolutely love this planner. It literally gets me through a lot of things. A lot of people don't understand the benefits of actually planning out their day, their week, their month, whatever. You know, I feel like I have so much on my plate. This planner seriously gets me through, guys. I love it. I'm going to actually put the link for this planner in the description box. She has this planner in gray as well. And then she also has matching notebooks. She has pens. She has apparel. She has it all. So you guys make sure that you go. If you don't have a 2021 planner yet, y'all make sure y'all go cop you one, okay? Number 1, like I said, is pray before you plan. Number 2, exercise and eat right, y'all. I never thought that exercise and eating right, I did not understand how important those were. I think a lot of times we eat and we exercise based off of our emotions, and we don't even think about how much damage we're technically doing to ourselves when it comes to what we eat, what we put in our bodies, and how we don't exercise on a daily basis. Now, let me go ahead and say this disclaimer. I personally do not exercise every day. I'm working on it. Look, I'm going 2 to 3 days strong right now in the gym, but other than that, honestly, there are so many benefits to exercising. I feel like the benefits really outweigh all of the cons or the pain or the laziness. There's benefits like maintaining your mobility. It improves your memory, improves your coordination, strengthens your bones, improves your complexion, detoxifies your body, it decreases stress. Number 1, decreases stress. It boosts your immune system. It lowers your blood pressure, reduces your cancer risk, boosts your mood, clears arteries, strengthens hearts, and I can go on and on and on and on and on and on. I always love to go back to a scriptural reference, and the Bible talks about how our bodies are the temple of God's Spirit. It's a temple that we hold the Spirit of God in, so we have to take care of these things. We can't just be out here doing whatever we want with these bodies. Our bodies need care. They need TLC, so we have to make sure that we are taking care of our bodies. Personally, I feel that you will get the best results if you're doing both. A sedentary lifestyle is really dangerous, y'all. You're not strengthening your heart, you're not strengthening your muscles, you're not strengthening your bones, you're not allowing your body to adapt over time. Exercising is so great. I know for me, anytime I go straight to the gym afterwards, I feel so much better. I've allowed all that stress and all of that anger that's built up in me, I let it go in the gym. I lift those weights, I do my squats, I make sure I get it all out in the gym. On top of that, I'm not going to go in the kitchen and begin to stress eat. I know there are a lot of things that genetically for me that I'm going to have to make sure that I take care of my body to not get those things. High blood pressure runs in my family, diabetes, cancer, all of this stuff that honestly can be avoided sometimes. I'm not going to say every time. Things that can sometimes be avoided. I can avoid those things if I just take care of my body. You see what I'm saying? Number 2 is definitely exercise and eat right. I'm not saying you have to work out 5 times a week. I'm not saying you have to work out every day. I'm not saying you got to go vegan, pescatarian, all of that. But remember, for one, when it comes to food, that moderation is key. You want to make sure that you're getting all the right nutrients that you need each and every day. You want to make sure you got the vegetables, you have the right amount of protein. You want to make sure that you're getting everything that your body needs so that it can function properly. So just remember, if you eat right, get the nutrients you need out of your food. We don't have to be buying all these vitamins, all these pills if we just eat right. Just take care of your body. I know for me personally, one thing I'm cutting back on is a lot of red meat. I don't know if you guys can see, but my skin's kind of looking a little rough right now. It's kind of a combination of what I've been eating and my facial care. I kind of switched up a little bit on my facial care, so my face is kind of trying to heal right now. But either way it goes, I noticed a big change when I stopped eating red meat. I love red meat. I love me a burger. I love me some bacon. I love me anything red meat. I'll eat it, don't get me wrong. But right now, I'm currently kind of in a place where I don't really care for red meat right now too much. So I've been pulling back on the hamburger meat. I've been switching that out for ground turkey and stuff like that when I eat tacos or when I make meatloaf or spaghetti or something like that. Even just going out to eat, I don't really eat burgers that much. Don't get me wrong, I love them. I will eat one, but I'm just not really doing it right now. I'm not really doing steak too much. I'm just trying to balance out my eating habits, and after I kind of pull it back from the red meat, it's kind of like my body is trying to detox itself, kind of in a way, I guess. So the combination of me eating right and exercising weekly as much as I can, I feel that you'll get the best bang out of your bucks. So let's go ahead and go on to number 3. The third way to not stress out that I had to share with you guys is rest and recover. I definitely thought that I could go on in life without resting. I really thought that I was just going to be ripping and running, doing, saying, going all of my life. And then I realized that I was stressing myself out because I was not allowing myself to rest. And it was like anytime anybody needs something, oh, I'm there, or I got that, or I'll do that. And I was honestly, sometimes I began to offer myself a little bit too much, give my availability for people and shut down the things that I needed to do, and even shut down my time of rest for people, because it was like I was just so used to going and doing and pushing stuff out and always having my hand in so many different things. And I realized that there was such a benefit to resting and recovering. When COVID hit back in March 2020, it was really a time for me to sit and relax. Like, I really learned the blessing in resting with this COVID. I was really cheating myself because it was like I was not sleeping well, I wasn't napping, I wasn't just allowing myself to rest and just to de-stress and just kind of get everything out that I had been doing, because I was always busy. People look at busy as good, but at the same time, busy can be bad. If you're just being busy, you're just trying to find something to do all the time, you're not allowing yourself to rest. And I think that's why I took a little time off of YouTube. I wanted to get a YouTube video out maybe a week and a half ago, and it was just like I couldn't push it out. Like, I needed rest.
You can't do it. I can't.
I needed to deal with the things that were going on in my job. I needed to deal with the things that were going on in my family. And I had to pull back and recover before I tried to get behind the camera and tell you guys how to rest and recover, or tell you guys how to exercise and eat right, or tell you guys how to pray before you plan. How can I do any of that if I'm not getting the adequate amount of rest that I need, and able to share with you guys and able to record these videos and get this content out? So that was my main focus. I have enjoyed my season of rest. I still enjoy it nowadays. A lot of people, you won't really see me out a whole lot. Like, I'm taking 110% advantage of my rest. I know for me personally, I go back in the office in a few weeks, and so now I'm just thanking God, like, ooh, I'm so glad that I got this time to rest, because if I didn't, I don't know what I'll be doing. Because knowing me, I'll be out somewhere or trying to work a second or third job, or, trying to be everywhere. And I don't have time for that. I got to allow myself to rest. So yeah, that's my number 3. Guys, just rest and recover. Take your time to pull back from the world. Take your time to pull off social media. Take your time to pull away from family and friends. Take your time to pull away from work even. Like, even if you have like all this leave saved up, take a day off and just rest. Just rest and recover. I'm not saying your job is super hard. I'm not saying your job is crazy or hectic or just has you too busy, but just take that time to really rest and recover and just allow yourself to relax a little bit. Like, you deserve that, at least a little. So just as a recap on the 3 ways not to stress: number 1, pray before you plan; number 2, exercise and eat right; and number 3, rest and recover. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. These 3 ways to not stress in 2021, I'm not going to say it's going to work for everyone, but I found a benefit from all 3 of them. So those are the 3 things that I live by. Those are the things that I do on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis, yearly basis. And those 3 things, or 3 ways not to stress, are what I'm going to take with me into this year, even though we're already in this year. Those are the 3 things I'm going to take with me throughout 2021, because I know there's a lot of things that I want to do. There are business ideas that I have. There's content that I have. Of course, with YouTube, there's so many things that I want to get into this year, but I always have to remember to not allow myself to stress. I know me, I will stress myself out in a heartbeat because I pick up too many things. I say yes to too many things. I just agree to too many things, and I just don't allow myself that space and to just have time to rest, time to plan, time to just sit and just be still for a moment. So I honestly had a different video planned for this week. But it was just like I couldn't push it out. I couldn't get the content together, and it was just like I was still dealing with, my own stress. I felt like I was just doing too much. I was starting too much. I was trying to get my hands in too many pots, and I was just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna wait for record. I'm not gonna get to it. And it was just day after day passed by, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna record today. And then when today came, I wouldn't record, and then the next day would come, and I still wouldn't record. And it's just like, girl, you gotta get up and do it. But I had to utilize these 3 points first. I had to remember this, and even with this, I had no idea I was going to even do a video on this, and I didn't have a script. I didn't have like a plan really, but it was just like God spoke to me and said, just talk about this. There are a lot of people that are probably dealing with stress right now because it's a new year. You know, there's new expectations, there's goals that you want to meet, but you still have to allow yourself space to breathe, allow yourself space to relax, allow yourself space to just be who you are, enjoy life. Y'all, life is too short to be just going on in life, doing, running, being busy. Enjoy life. Like, just take the time to care for you and show love to others each and every day. So I don't want to make this too long, guys, but I hope you really enjoyed this video on my 3 ways not to stress in 2021. But anyway, guys, I love you, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
I'm a lean on you, hey, inside of my